Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to extract pages from a PDF file. And this is something that happens often whenever you ask a client for something. Sometimes when we send documents to get signed, they'll come back um, where there's several different documents all on one PDF, and we want to separate the pages out so that they're separate and easy to find. If we ever need to change one, it's easy to do instead of constantly having this big long string of documents. So here is, I showed property today. I'm about to write an offer. I asked the listing agent for the accompanying documents that technically these documents should have been already separated and saved each as their own file and uploaded to the listing. But this agent didn't do that, so I asked them to send it to me, and here's their email. So as you can see, it says seller's disclosure, HOA in the mud. When I open this up, it shows me, it opens like this. So we've got the seller's disclosure, which is the first 5 pages. Then we've got the mud form, then we've got the HOA. So I could save this like this and then upload it into zip forms, throw it into DocuSign and get it signed. But after my client signs this in DocuSign, DocuSign is going to recognize this as one file. It will not save it as a seller's disclosure and then a separate mud and a separate HOA because I originally took it in there as one big file. So what I want to do is I'm going to be proactive and I'm going to go ahead and separate this now, because if I upload this whole thing, all 7 of these pages, and get them signed by DocuSign, after my client signs these, if I try to separate them at that point, DocuSign won't let me because it knows that it's been digitally signed and it won't let you alter the pages anymore. In order to alter them at that point, once they've been signed by all transactions to the party, I would have to print all this out and then I would have to scan it back in individually and resave them. So if you just do it now and you get in the habit of doing it at the beginning, it makes it a lot easier. So the first thing I did was, here's the email with this combined PDF file from the listing agent. So I want to save this. I go to my drive, properties and clients. This particular client is Miro, and the house that this is in reference to is 2210 Mountain Ranch, and I saved it here as 2210 Mountain Ranch SDHOA mud. So I had already saved this previously. So the next thing I want to do is I'm going to go find it where I've saved it. So once again, we're going to go, here it is. I'm going to open it up in the PDF viewer. So my PDF viewer I use is Adobe Acrobat. And the next thing I want to do is I want to organize the pages so I can see all the pages in this document. So page 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 are the seller's disclosure. Technically, this TREC has released, or TAR has released, a new seller's disclosure. So this seller's disclosure should really be the new one, which is 6 pages, just so that doesn't confuse anyone. But this agent obviously isn't real on top of their game. They've still got the old one there. So what we want to do is we want to highlight each page that we want to extract. So the first extraction we're going to do is the seller's disclosure. And I can either hold down the control button on my keyboard and I'll click each individual page that I want to extract, or I can click the first page, hold down the shift button, go to the last page in the group and highlight all together. So these 5 pages, I want them to come out of this grouping and be their own file. So now that they're highlighted, I'm going to click extract. The next thing I want to do is I want to check the box for delete pages after extracting. What this is going to do is it's going to take these pages, put them in a new file, and remove them from this one. So once I do that, it's just going to leave me with the MUD form and the HOA. If I wanted to copy these into a new file and leave them here as well, I would make this selection, extract pages as separate files. But I want to go ahead and delete these. I don't need 2 sets of seller's disclosure floating around. I just want to keep up with one. So I'm going to click delete after extracting, and then I'm going to click extract. All right, so now you notice instead of it saying 7 here, it now says pages 1 of 5. The original is over here. We've just got these 2 left. We'll get to those in a second. But here are, and it also renamed this file. The new file is now called pages from this, which is the original file. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to save this as. Going to go into my folder where I'm keeping these. Everything from Mountain Ranch goes in here. And now, instead of this being pages from all of this, I'm going to name it what it is, which is 2210 Mountain Ranch SD, which stands for Seller's Disclosure. And then I put a 1 next to it. And that is how in my office I distinguish between any document that has 1 set of signatures or if it has both sets of signatures. So the 1 means that we only have 1 set of signatures. Once the seller sign this, this will get changed to a 2, and then we know it's the final, but for now this is set number 1. Now I'm going to go back to the original. Now I want to extract the MUD form, so I'm going to highlight this. I'm going to hit extract. This is already checked, delete after extracting. I'm going to extract it. Now it's over here. Now I'm going to save this as. This is now going to be saved as Mountain Ranch MUD form. And it is a 1 because we do not have the buyer's signature yet. Okay, so now we have saved each one individually. We've saved, this was the original file that had all 3 documents in one file, and we extracted the seller's disclosure, the MUD, and the HOA. So now we want to delete this one because there's nothing left in it. Hold on. If it says try again, if it won't let you make changes, delete it or rename it, and it says try again, that's because it's open in Adobe, and it won't let you do anything if the document's actually open in the viewer. So you're going to go find that one. Here's that original document. It was 7 pages. And you can also see up here at the top, this is what the listing agent had named it. So we're going to go ahead and close this out. And now when we go to delete this and get this out of the mix so it doesn't cause any future confusion, when we go to delete this, it's going to let that happen. So now that we've got these 3 individual items, when we go into zip forms, I need to add these documents in here so that I can get them signed with the rest of her offer. So I'm going to go to add document, browse for document, and when I go in Mountain Ranch to upload these, it's added them all as individual documents, and if anything needs to be changed in the future, it's going to be super easy to do so.